Folks, I found what could have been the perfect home for my clients, but they just had a bad feeling. I'll talk about that and then get into the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending June 21, 2023. So this past weekend, we're looking at a house with my buyer clients, and we go into this house. Price was right, location was great, the size of the house was right, the backyard, lots of shade, lots of trees, backed onto open space. It was just a really, from the MLS, looked like lots of potential here. So we go into the house, and as we start walking through the house, we see lots of horror movie memorabilia. Not just in one room that would be considered the movie room, but throughout the house. Every room, even the kids' rooms, had pictures of horror movies. I don't mean just scary movies, but horror movies with knives and blood and guts and just like the whole house. Second floor bedrooms, main floor living room, dining room, even in the kitchen, basement, littered, and it had figurines of these horror movies, photos on the wall, like posters. It was a lot. It was over the top. That creeped my clients out. Gotta tell you, creeped me out a little bit too. Like, ooh, there's another room, more stuff. Like, where do they? Anyways, we looked past that a bit, and then we were in the backyard. Surely it's going to be an awesome backyard. That's what we expected, and we step out there, and it's beautiful. It's big, it's wide, pie-shaped, lots of trees and plants around, no neighbors to the back. And we're out there for about a minute, really just looking, talking about the backyard. My clients are picturing their kids. Oh, thank God the kids weren't with us. My clients were picturing their kids there. And then we hear a noise in one of the bushes. And then we hear another noise, and we notice, there's squirrels. Okay, so there's squirrels playing in the bushes. They leave. Then we hear some more noise. Then some more noise from the roof above us. And there's another couple squirrels. And then some more squirrels over here. And then a bunch of squirrels in that tree. I got to tell you, there must have been 30 or 40 squirrels as we're there standing and watching. None of us are speaking to each other anymore. We're just, there's a lot of squirrels here. And some of them are fighting with each other and running away and coming out from, I don't know where. The whole thing creeped my clients out. What could have been the perfect home creeped them out. And I said, guys, when these people leave, they're taking all their horror stuff with them, all their photos and posters and figurines, all that's gone. The backyard, my clients were talking, maybe if their dog was there, it would scare away the squirrels. But then they thought, well, what if our dog actually catches a squirrel? What if he gets in a fight with a squirrel? There's so many. Like, it was over, like, obscene amount of squirrels. I didn't have much to say, I got to tell you. They were creeped out the whole house. And so was I. I didn't have much to say. Folks, if you're selling a house, you may think, nobody's buying my stuff here. It's all going to be gone. Buyers should be able to look past my decorations. And that would be a true statement. But many buyers don't and can't and won't, and it's an impression that sits with them about your house. Moving forward, I know every time I say to these clients, remember the creepy house, they'll know exactly which house I'm talking about, and they'll like, oh, thank God we didn't buy that house. But there's probably nothing wrong with the house. It creeped them out. It gave them a bad impression. So if you're selling, I've said this before, I'll say it again, impressions matter, feelings matter, especially if somebody's buying a house for them and their kids and their family to move in. Feelings matter, and you want buyers to feel good not to get creeped out. If you feel this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, just below this video, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. And if you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. Let's get into the numbers. Check out this unique multifamily home at the end of this video. So the market is shifting. We see it in the field. We see it in some of the data, not all the data, but it's shifting slowly. Not everything has lined up to show, oh yeah, it's obvious that the market is shifting down. It's not obvious in some areas, in other areas it is. Let's get into the numbers and you'll see more of what I mean, but I'm telling you we're experiencing it in the field with fewer showings, fewer offers, fewer offer nights. Things are kind of pointing to slowing down. There's more choices, more properties to see. Market's slowing down a little bit. Okay, so we've got Vaughan detached properties only broken down by a week for a whole year. 32 detached properties were sold in Vaughan for week ending June 21. 12 of those were at $2 million or more. And that number, 12, has been steady for a while now. We've been at 12, 13, 10, 11, 12. It's pretty average now that between 10 and 12 sell at $2 million or more each week. 1,809,000 is the average sold price for week ending June 21, and that's way down from the previous week. Now the previous week, it was way up, and if we just kind of take that out of there and think, well, that was an abnormal week, and now we're kind of in line to where we were before. 1,809,000 is 2% lower than where we were a year ago. The median price is 13% higher than where we were the same week last year. The dotted line here, that's a 4-week moving average. And you look at that and it kind of, you know, for average price, it kind of looks like it, although it's up and down, it kind of looks like it's flat for the last 3 months or maybe slightly higher. The median actually looks like it's starting to trend down a bit. 32 were sold. That's not a lot of sales. So 32 were sold. The amount of properties selling at list price or more has actually been increasing. The percentage of properties selling at list price or more has been increasing. And that kind of goes against what I said earlier about the market slowing down. So here's where I'm saying it's slowing down. Not all the data points point to it, but that's what we're seeing. Listings have come down. 75 were listed, but active listings is slowly starting to increase. We were in the 190s about 2.5 months ago. Now we're at 262 active listings. Active listings are the number of properties available for sale that have not sold, so that are active, available for sale at midnight, June 21. Months of inventory. Although from previous week to this current week, it did come down to 1.9. It's still way higher than what we've been over the last 3 and 4 months. And it is increasing from where we were at the end of May. So more listings for active listings. Months of inventory is higher. These things point to the market slowing down. Here's Richmond Hill. I don't know what happened. Only 13 detached properties were sold. Now, as the sample size gets smaller and smaller and smaller, it kind of skews the numbers quite a bit. So 13 were sold. It's a really low number. 6 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price shot way up. I mean, the percent, more than, about half of those properties sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price is $2,112,000. $2,112,000 is 29% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price is 21% higher than where we were a year ago. And with all that said, For the last 4 to 5 weeks, prices seem to average out pretty steady actually. They haven't really moved too much. The median price looks like it's heading up, but average sold price pretty steady. So 13 were sold, 77%, more than 3/4 sold at list price or more. But it's only 13. But even the week before, it was only 25, only 19. I mean, there's very low sales. Listings, 66 were listed. Active listings is increasing. It's pretty obvious every week there's more and more properties available for sale. And look what happened to months of inventory. Shot way up. It's 4.2. I wouldn't put too much value on the fact that it's at 4.2 because that's based on 13 sales in 1 week. And the formula basically takes the 13 sales and projects it and say, well, if this is the new normal, we're only going to be selling 13 in a week, projects that over the month, and then divides that into how many are actually available for sale. It's saying if we continue to sell only 13, well, we have 4.2 months of properties available for sale. Well, that's 13 kind of seems an unrealistic number to base our future data on. Here's Markham. 47 were sold. So Markham is the opposite of Richmond Hill. Markham sales jumped way up. I think some of the people that were looking in Richmond Hill decided to buy in Markham maybe. 47 detached properties were sold. 13 were at $2 million or more. Average sold price has been coming down for a while now. We're at $1,785,000 as the average price, which is 1% lower than where we were this time last year. The median price is 3% higher, and over the last 2.5 months, prices have been trending down in Markham. Of the 47 that sold, 89% sold at list price or more. That's a high percentage rate. It'll feel like almost all of them. So if you're somebody who does not want to compete and you say, I don't want to compete in multiple offers, Markham is probably not the place that you're going to have too much luck buying in because 89%, almost 90% sold at list price or more. 69 were listed. Active listings has been going up, but we just had a week of 47 sales. We're not sure which way it's going to go. That's why I put the question mark there. I do expect active listings to continue to grow. That seems to be the trend across the GTA, but we'll wait and see for Markham. And if you recall, when I was talking about Richmond Hill and months of inventory shot way up because sales were so low, we have the opposite effect here in Markham. Months of inventory dropped because sales were so much higher than the previous week. And so the 1 month of inventory is based on 47 sales and projected that's what we're going to continue to do. Well, months of inventory looks like it's way down at 1. We'll have to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. But if we kind of look back, the trend has been months of inventory has been on the increase versus decrease. Here are condos for York region. 53 condos were sold. 5 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price climbed a little bit from the previous week, sitting at $726,000. 726 is 4% higher than where we were a year ago. Median price is 1% higher than where we were a year ago. Prices seem to be either very slightly increasing on the rise or pretty flat over the last 2 and 3 months. The percentage of condos selling at list price or more has been coming down. Active listings has been going up, and months of inventory down a little bit from the previous week, sitting at 1.7, but overall much higher than what we've been over the last 3 months. Here's a quick summary of where months of inventory are. Unfortunately, I would say don't take Richmond Hill so serious and don't take Markham so serious. But generally speaking, we're experiencing in the field a slowdown. Some of the numbers point to it. Some of them are a bit confusing, and that's the transition from one market to another. You're going to get this kind of mixed bag of data. Be careful which data you're focused on, because that could kind of skew your decision one way or another. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Before you see the inside of this home, let me tell you why it's so special. It's a large home, 8 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. It has 9-foot and 10-foot ceilings. Each individual room has its own climate control. All those are great features to have and only come in custom-built homes. But the thing that really stands out is that this home was designed from the very beginning as a triplex. So because of that, possibilities are numerous. This home would easily suit a multi-generational family where each family can have its own private living quarters. It would easily suit a family living in the principal residence or in the principal unit and renting out the other units. It would suit an investor that wants to rent out all 3 units. And it would suit a work from home type of business where the business quarters are separate from the rest of the house. Lots of possibilities. Now back to the tour. Let me start by showing you Unit A. Unit A is a self-contained, luxurious 3-bedroom, 3-bath unit. Have a look. So this is Unit B. It's the largest of the units. It's the principal unit. Has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Have a look. So now you're seeing the basement, which is currently connected to Unit B, but it easily converts to a self-contained 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit with 10-foot ceilings and large windows that are all above grade.